Hi, this is Stu from TechSifter with a introduction to the future of eRulemaking. A little background. We started making software for looking at large piles of text about 4 years ago. Our specific goal was to create a web-based system that allowed you to assign multiple coders to a task and then see how well they did it and then adjudicate their differences. We've hosted this for free on the web and made it available via open source, and we've had fairly good success with this platform. Over 1 million decisions are currently recorded in that database. A second piece we built adapted the coding analysis toolkit to create the public comment analysis toolkit. Here we expanded the number of types of files that could be imported to the system with a focus on the Federal Docket Management System archives, bulk downloads from the FDMS, and also for creating a new architecture that allowed people to relate as peers across a web-based system and work in tandem on large projects. Our latest software release is Discover Text. It further expands the types of files that can be easily imported and archived, and also creates options for logging in via Facebook and scraping Twitter and Facebook news feeds. We see the future of projects as having several major components that will adapt and evolve over time. At the heart of our vision is a use of credentials that are web-based to create the kinds of projects and control over projects that different types of users need in different situations. And so credentials will control access to documents as well as access to peers and be the basis for forming secure networks. We are working on tools that advance the social search process of large document collection management by leveraging new types of metadata within networks, peer analytic networks, to produce a form of annotation and organization of text that leverages metadata networks and filtering simultaneously. At each of these levels, the role of credentials is paramount. We've developed tools that make it easier for coding text, and I'll say more about that, and for doing shared analytic work. Ultimately, the future of projects for e-rulemaking will result in a number of qualitative and quantitative outputs that can be used for writing reports. Our vision is to bring all the different document types together into a unified database to make them easier to search and access and to share. Our model of e-discovery is one that at different stages in the process leverages and re-leverages different types of searches and classification and adjudication exercises to produce different types of reports. A lot of this thinking was influenced by recent books I had listened to as audio books. The Jeff Jarvis book, What Would Google Do?, has me thinking about how we can build a platform that users will discover new uses for and develop over time. And the excellent Weinberger book, David Weinberger, Everything is Miscellaneous, has me thinking in very different ways about what it means to assign chunks of text or documents or collections of documents to categories, and a new way of thinking about categorization challenges and opportunities comes from really reading closely both of these books. The tools we're building are designed to speed up processes that users have told us are recurrent problems. So in rulemaking, duplicate and near duplicate detection, clustering together like comments and highlighting the unique parts of them. Also the idea that we might want to explore at a high level, looking down through tag clouds, some of the most salient concepts, and be able to manipulate the representations of those concepts and have that affect our analysis. We are developing tools that will create more adaptable, easier to use and easier to reuse models of topics and of shared annotation that will make the most cutting edge tools, the sentiment detectors, the redaction tools, the adjudication tools, the active learning layer, smarter over time, and I'll say more about that. At the very center of the new way of doing this work is the idea of peer relationships. We put the peer network in the center of our vision for the future of this kind of rulemaking and other document analysis. When you can divide up different piles of documents and make them fully public or partially public or not public at all but private to a particular group or subgroup, and use credentials as a way to seamlessly and easily distribute documents, then we're talking about making some progress on the future here. What we call coding, other people call tagging or labeling. Essentially, our system is designed to produce a set of machine outputs that humans can assign categories to, such as useful or not useful, or offensive and non-offensive, germane, non-germane, or that can be scaled as having a strength or weakness or a certain orientation. These kinds of coding interpretations by humans can be done more quickly using some of our workflow, and the results of those decisions can be used to improve the quality of future decisions. We are big fans of the idea that you can leverage the distributed voice of many participants in rulemaking and other document analysis to make it better. And we follow very closely the spirit of Professor von Hippel from MIT, who's argued that what is going on with crowdsourcing and the distribution of work across many actors is really quite important. And in terms of innovation, I mentioned this earlier, many of the great innovations that are going on right now are generated by users who are in one way or another embodying this crowdsourcing paradigm. At the heart of our system is a very close and rigorous attention to the challenge of creating data security, whether it's on an internal local area network via software as a service or whether we're delivering it over the cloud. We take very seriously the challenge of making sure that users feel comfortable sharing their data via our platform. The future is very much about machine learning. Tim O'Reilly has recently said, when asked what is the next big thing on the internet, it is machine learning. Our software makes it possible to capture every decision made by every user and to aggregate it over time and to use it to improve the quality of future decisions and the quality of the work done by machines on the back end of our database. Active machine learning is a big part of what's coming in the future of e-rulemaking. And so to sum up, we see this as the beginning of a new way of doing work like this across groups. That taking advantage of peers and networks, credentials, advanced search and filtering means that you're going to get a way of interacting with documents that is simply more efficient, more effective, and highly reusable in ways that current work in this area is not. We expect that crowdsourcing will make it possible to include more voices in the process and to benefit from that diversity. We have architected tools specifically to make consistency and reliability and validity central to the analytic process. We can cut down the training time and improve the quality of annotators over time very quickly. We think that these basic language tools in combination with the training and the learning tools will save a lot of costs over time and ultimately produce a system that reflects better governance of information and better governance of public policy decision making as well. My name is Stu Schulman. I am the founder, president, and CEO of TechSifter. I'm still an assistant professor of political science at UMass Amherst and director of the qualitative data analysis program, where many of these technologies were originally developed. I invite you to give me a call or drop me an email, and certainly to check out the software that TechSifter has been building and continues to build going forward. Thanks.